This episode of From Tops to Bottoms contains strong language, talk of sexual assault and trauma, content of a sexual nature, and as always, stuff that will probably offend your nan. Hello guys, gals and non-binary pals, and welcome to another episode of From Tops to Bottoms. My name's Sam.
My name is Cassie.
And this week we are talking all about nudes. But before we do, I believe, Cassie, there have been some major updates in your life.
Major. I thought we'd take this opportunity to discuss the Reds winning the Premier League for the first time in 30 years.
Woohoo!
Just incredible. I am exhausted from celebrations. I am still pretty hungover. And I am bruised from head to toe. However, Merseyside is happy, minus the Blues. So all is good. You won't get me out of this good mood for another 30 years, bruh.
Yeah, man, I wish I could give more of a shit, but I was born and raised a blue. So...
I'll behave. You're a blue like me mother's a Catholic. Behave.
If you follow Cassie on her Radical Love Instagram, you will see that she scaled the gates of Anfield. Am I right or am I wrong, Cassie?
I mean, don't out me as a thug or a football hooligan.
Or Spider-Man.
But yes, there are two sides to me. One side is raging feminist and the other side is raging red. I guess they do mix and they do combine at some point. But yeah, I was born a red and I do have that football hooliganism inside of me.
That little footy hooligan streak.
I'm gonna raise little football loving feminists, I'm telling you.
I'll tell you what, when I woke up that morning to see on the Instagram story that you'd moved the launch so you could go out for bevies to celebrate.
We sat on the dips and we were waiting to get a cab to Anfield, and I said, I've got the podcast launch tomorrow at 12 o'clock, and I just knew that I'd be at Anfield till 5 a.m, which I was. And I was like, I'm just going to move it. And everyone was like, yeah, just move it, lad. And I'm like, all right. So I put on the story, due to Liverpool winning the Premier League, the launch of From Tops to Bottoms will be moved from 12 p.m. till 5 p.m. Sorry that this is the way you're finding out, Sam, but got to celebrate. And that was actually the way you found out as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, you didn't even send me a text.
My phone was on 2%, lad, and I had to do something. I had to get it out there, and it was either tell everyone and you, or tell you and trust you to tell everyone, and I didn't trust you to get the message across.
Excuse the fuck out of you.
That Liverpool had won the Prem.
Oh my God.
So yeah, while you listen to this, just know in the back of your mind that Liverpool are champions. Okay?
Woo.
Sam's like, nobody gives a shit. Who's coming to a fucking feminist sex podcast about football? Listen, there might be some of you out there.
Yeah, I mean,
so,
well, there's at least one of yours, because Cassie's is one of yours. But anyway, as I said, this week is all about nudes, my favourite pastime. And Cassie, do you remember your first nude?
Oh, I do. Do you know what? It wasn't so much as a nude. It was more of a tasteful nude. I was in this maroon baby doll dress. Ooh. And I sent it to my boyfriend. I bought this baby doll dress on eBay and it was shit. It was shocking. It was really fucking awful. My boyfriend at the time, who was my first ever partner, he seen it on the back of my door and was came into the kitchen and was like, oh, is that for me? Ugh, no, it was for me. And I put it on for him one day and sent a picture, and I remember being absolutely terrified. And I filtered the fuck out of that shit. I added temperature to it. I literally edited the fuck out of it, and it literally doesn't look like me, really, skin tone. I didn't Photoshop it or anything, but the skin color was just perfect, and the room temperature was perfect. And I sent it, and
the room temperature was perfect.
You know what I mean? When you looked at that picture, you knew that it was a solid 21 degrees in that room.
My nipples are the perfect amount of hard.
Oh, that's so fucking funny.
For fuck's sake.
But yeah, do you know what? I'll be honest, it didn't really get a good reaction.
What? Why? What did he say?
It didn't not get a good reaction, but I think because it was my first nude and it wasn't his first nude that he received, he was expecting a bit more like explicit.
Right.
And like the feminist in me was like, I think I said to him like, you should appreciate absolutely anything I send you. I think I said something like, if I sent you a picture of me next to spaghetti bolognese, you should be happy, because we had a massive row about it.
Oh,
and I'm pretty sure I
surprised.
said I said something along the lines of like, if I sent a picture next to this, you should be fucking happy. And he didn't have a bad reaction, but it wasn't a nude reaction, because you know when you send one, you're waiting for those first comments.
Yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't great. But then, yeah, how about yours, mate? What was yours? Make me feel better. Was yours tragic?
Honestly,
I know yours. I know yours, don't I?
Yeah, I think you do. Yeah,
I do, don't I? Oh, girl, you spill them beans. You spill them beans.
So, so in my old relationship, we were never like a nude sendy couple. Because we like lived together, we saw each other all the time. I love to walk around naked, so it wasn't something we did, and there wasn't a lot of nude sending related passion there. But when I came to China, I sent my first nude to somebody, and it was the one that you saw that had my face in it, and that, I believe, at the ripe old age of 20, how old was I when I arrived in China? 27. Wow. Oh God, that's triggered.
And I was fuming. You put your face in it.
Yeah, you were fuming.
I think that you should be putting your face in it to specific people. Like, there's rules, but like,
don't
put
put it in don't put it in a picture to someone that you don't 1,000% trust. And I think obviously it was a bad idea to send a nude to this person, but when you're in the throes of it, you don't really know, do you?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my first nude, and the angles were dreadful. The photo was dreadful. My face was in it, and you were like, Sam, what are you doing?
Oh, I was fuming. I was, honestly. To be honest, I'm a massive nudes advocate, like, which sounds bizarre, but like, for many reasons, which I'm sure we'll go into, but like, I'm up for reclaiming absolutely anything that is like deemed unacceptable or shameful by society, especially for women. So I think that like, women taking nude is empowering. I think that it's a feminist act. I think that it's an act of rebellion, but it can also be the opposite of that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like when people are pressured into nudes, obviously,
you've got to be.
There is a big culture around being, like, particularly teenagers pressured into nudes. So there is the dark side of that. But generally, I don't know about you, but I feel fucking great most of the time when I take a nude. Obviously, that does backfire sometimes, but generally, I feel fucking great now.
Yeah, I'm the same. I feel great taking a nude. Like, you know me, I always say, like, if I'm feeling a bit shitty, I will put some lingerie on and take a few pictures. It doesn't even matter if I'm not sending them to anyone.
Yep.
You're right though. Like, I don't always feel great about it. I'm not like the biggest fan of my body, but I think it's a good way to start loving your body for sure.
Absolutely.
But for me, it's a massive reminder that like I can be whatever and whoever I want for just me. Like it can just be for me. And like I feel like the best way to feel sexy is to be sexy for yourself before anyone else, for sure.
Fucking preach. But
you're right about age. I think that yes, I'm an advocate for nudes, but do you know what? I never thought I'd be mentioning Coronation Street in this podcast, but recently there's been a storyline on Coronation Street of this young girl. I can't remember her name. Shit. Some fucking Corrie stan I am. She took nudes. Well, she didn't actually take nudes. Lies. She got naked on camera for her crush, if you will, and he took screenshots or he videoed the video, I think. And then someone at a party sent that video and it went round everyone and she had to move schools. So I think that you do need to be careful at a young age. Like, I'm not suggesting if you're 15 go and take some nudes to feel sexy. Like, I think that you need to be aware of your age. You need to be aware of all the consequences that a nude can have. And if you are underage, you got to know that it's illegal to have like child pornography on your phone. Whether you're underage or not, you know, you're still young when you're 18, and like you've got to know the political, the technological, and the personal effects nudes can have. Though it's all well and good getting sexy in your room, but if they get leaked or something, which is obviously not you shouldn't have to be worrying about that. But
it does unfortunately happen though, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about you, but even at school, and I went to school quite a long time ago, there were still incidents of videos going around of girls from our school masturbating on video.
Same.
And that was Bluetoothed, fucking Bluetoothed round to everybody.
Wow.
And shit like that happens. That's been happening for such a long time, and it's so prevalent still. And it makes me real sad that even at such a young age, women sometimes don't have control of their own bodies.
No, not at all. Like, I think nudes are this big shameful thing because you immediately associate nudes with she's sending pictures of her body to someone, but like nudes aren't all about like ranking in desirability points. Like, it's not all about sending it to a man. It's not all about being desired, like being a prop for the male gaze. Like, it can be for you, but you automatically have this shame around it because people assume the opposite. So then when it happens in school, you're branded a slut and a slag and easy. And I remember a girl in my school, and similar things happened to her. And then I think at one point she just sort of went with it and then did it more and did more outrageous things. And you could see it took its toll on her. And she sort of reacted in that way because it was so like horrific for her. I remember feeling really sorry for her. And now I believe she's a sex worker. So
more fucking power to her.
Back to like reclaiming things.
Yeah.
That was something she was shamed for, and now she's fucking making dollar.
Hell,
good for her, man.
Yeah, man. If you're listening to this, regardless of age, and you feel pressured into taking any nudes or any explicit content, fucking don't. And whoever you're sending it to or wherever you're uploading it to, they've got to know that they are fucking blessed to see that shit.
For sure. Anyone seen them titties? Whew, they won the lottery, my guy.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
There's people in my past that I definitely wish I hadn't have shared that stuff with.
Oh, absolutely same, mate. Absolutely same.
And now that I'm like fully aware and like in love with my own body, there's different ways to go about it. Like, I'm more comfortable taking pictures and taking videos and doing stuff like that. But back then, I wasn't even comfortable taking them. So I think that's definitely, if you're going to take anything from this, if you're not comfortable taking them, then you are not comfortable sending them. Do not send them.
Yeah.
If you're not comfortable taking them, just don't. Like, just get comfortable in front of the camera first. They don't actually have to be for anyone else.
Yeah.
I've had thousands of nudes on my phone and deleted them.
Yeah, you don't even have to take a nude to be comfortable with your own body. Self-acceptance comes in many different stages. You don't have to take any nudes at all. If you don't want to take nudes, that's absolutely fine. No one's saying that you have to take nudes to be self-accepting. What we're saying is that if you want to take a nude, great. If you don't feel pressured into either decision.
I spoke to this girl who I speak to regarding MSAS, which is Medicated Sexual Assault Support Group. And like, we just text often. I've never actually met her face to face, but she got in touch with me about it all, and we were talking, and we were just sharing like recovery tips and how she gained control, how she felt like she gained control of her body again afterwards. Because obviously after sexual assault you feel like you can lose control of it. And she said that nudes was a really big part of that. And it really, like, it got me thinking for a long time that, like, it's in the same way that people say that sex can be a recovery method. She felt, like, shameful that was a thing that helped her recover. But, like, that's just the stigma around nudes and, like, women liking sex. But, you know, getting sexy and taking a picture of your body for you and you only, and then you deleting it or you keeping it, like, how can you be more in control of your own body? And I think that's such a valid way of recovering, to be honest. Like, in fact, it's not something that I ever would have thought of.
Well, yeah, me neither, to be honest.
Because you're so disconnected from your body that what better way to connect, like, get back in touch with your body than being naked or semi-nude and doing what the fuck you want with it.
Yeah, man.
reclaiming your body and your sexuality.
Mm-hmm.
Love that for you, girl.
Yeah. Man, I think you're right. Like, it's such a good way to reclaim your body, particularly when you're recovering from some sort of trauma. Like, to take back your body when something truly awful has happened to you is so powerful and so liberating that, honestly, I'm just in complete awe.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same. Now we've got the heavy stuff out the way.
Cassie, do you remember the first time I saw one of your nudes?
Oh my God. Yeah. It's funny because you've seen them all now. Well, none of them all, but you see some of them now.
I've seen plenty. I've seen your cum face, Cassie.
Listen, Sam, we're trying to convince people we're not gay together. Like, let's just keep it on the DL, all right?
Where's the fun in that?
Basically, we were sitting on my bed, and I don't know why I was on it. Maybe I was just admiring my beautiful ass, but I put it like on my stomach, and then I was just talking to Sam in my room in China, and then Sam just mid-sentence went, "Nice ass, by the way," and I was like, "What?"
First of all, thank
and
you.
And I looked at my stomach, and my phone's on my stomach, and I was like, "Well, there's my bottom." And I was like, I remember being like embarrassed.
What, that I'd seen your nudes on your phone? Sorry.
Yeah,
you just, I don't know why you were scrolling through your photos, but you just had your phone on your stomach and you had a photo with your arse in it. And I was like, hey, fucking cracking arse there, queen. And I remember you being like, sorry. And I was like, don't you dare apologise. I have been blessed.
Do you know what? I remember a couple of times after, I was like, oh yeah, I took some nude. And you're like, oh, let me see. And like, we got comfortable with it very quickly. And then I remember she literally got 2 fingers, put them on the screen, zoomed right into me tit and went, nice nipples.
I remember being like, have you got, is that your pierced nipple? I can't see the barbell. Is that your pierced one? And you're like, nah, mate.
I was like, Sam, you just pure zoomed right into me nip. Like, that's a bit invasive, but also thank you so much. I'm insecure about my nipples.
Oh my God. But yeah, I've seen all of them now. Almost all of them. Pretty much all of them. I haven't seen the videos. We do have boundaries. So yeah, I mean, that's not, the most invasive thing I've ever done, zoomed in on your nipples. I have seen your cum face.
Oh my God.
Not while we're having sex, but...
Because we haven't had sex. Let's clarify, we haven't had sex.
I'm not just bad at sex.
Why did you see that? Why did you see that?
Because
it was a video, right?
It was a video, yeah.
And little miss, don't show your face in a nude video to face. Mid-climax.
I can't remember what it was, but I remember I can't remember the fucking context either, but you airdropped me a picture, like screenshot of your cum face.
No. You airdropped me a picture, and I was like, please don't airdrop me a picture of my cum face. Let's get it right. I wouldn't airdrop no fucker that picture. You airdropped it to me when I was mid-text and I was like,
but why did I have it? Why did I have it?
Because I can't remember. I can't remember because I didn't just be like, hey, here's my cum face. It was like, I don't know how Sam got her mitts on it. However,
honestly, me neither, bro.
she did. And then it just become this joke. I don't know how. But she just randomly airdropped me a picture of my cum face. But like, to be honest, your reaction was great. You were like, oh my God, your face is beautiful. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much.
Your makeup is stunning, Cassie. Absolutely 10
you
out
were
of
like,
10.
Oh my God, your makeup is amazing. Like, I'm not the only person that's accidentally shown a nude.
All right, listen.
Can we just add?
I've done it.
Sam's done it. Sam's actually done it more than me, and to people she doesn't fucking know. So I'm okay showing it to me best mate. Sam's showing it to strangers.
Not on
strangers
purpose.
Have seen Sam's.
Not on purpose.
Tits.
I don't just go dropping nudes in public on purpose. So what happened was it wasn't my. I mean, it absolutely was my fault, but
it was.
So I had some nudes that I was sending to. I was sending to someone I'm kind of involved with, and I thought I took one, and I was like, damn, like fuck, I love my boobs in this photo. So I favorited it. And I was like, do you know what? That's great.
I favorite absolutely all of my nudes. Like, if I ain't gonna favourite them, who else is? You said RuPaul.
That's a good rule. But yeah, I favorited it. So the same day that happened was the same day I had to go get a residential pass because of the COVID-19 outbreak here in Beijing. So my roommate and my roommate's mother both took me down to the little office. And they were roommates. And they took me down to the little residential office in our compound, and I was supposed to take my passport, but I didn't want to take my actual passport because I have like a thing of carrying it about in public. So I took a picture of my passport and saved it in my favorites. Now bear in mind, if you can see where this is going because you have more than one brain cell, the picture of my passport is next to the picture of my nude. Okay, a very dangerous game. And so we get to this office. I'm there with my roommate, my roommate's mother, and this random Chinese lady who is taking my details, taking my phone number.
She's taking a bit more than your details, girl.
And she asked to see my passport. I'm not exactly sure what she's asking for. Because my Chinese is incredibly limited. I understood the Chinese word for passport. And then I got my phone out to read her the number. And she goes, oh, give it to me in Chinese. And I was like, okay. So I give it to her. And she goes to zoom in to get the passport number. And instead of zooming, swipes. And there are my nipples in their full glory. For this Chinese lady, my roommate and my roommate's mother. So my roommate's mother turns around and fucking bolts out that door, ready to never speak to me again. My roommate, who was about my age, thought it was fucking hysterical. She spoke English and she was like, oh my God. And the random woman was also like, I'm so sorry in Chinese. And I was just cracking the fuck up. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry you had to see that. But also, you are welcome.
I love that. She has to see your passport, not your fucking tits, mate.
Listen, I went to show her my passport. She's the one that invaded my privacy, bro.
I remember waking up and you telling me the story and I was like, for fuck's sake.
Yikes.
What have you done?
Fucking absolute
that's like
muppet.
One of my favourite stories ever. Whew. Do you remember that time when I uploaded a FetLife profile picture and it was
my God.
like a semi-nude of me? And like we've mentioned FetLife before, it's just like a website to meet people that have like specific fetishes or kinks, people that are into like BDSM and stuff. Mm-hmm. And my picture was like a semi-nude, so just me in like a bit of lingerie. And I had sent this to someone in the past, but it was just like a nude that was taken quickly, corner taken quickly, sorry. My mind's in football.
Fuck's sake, Cassie.
That's a anyway.
My mind's always in a certain set of balls. Anyway.
Like that. It's a good joke, that Sam. It's a good joke. So what am I even talking about? My mind's on balls and football.
FetLife.
It was just like a quick nude, and I didn't realise when I took it that there was. I just finished eating mashed potato, right? And there was a fork. There was the fork on my bed, okay? And I'm sitting on the edge of my bed, and there's a fork basically next to my hip / arse cheek. So I'm like sitting on the bed, and the picture is me in lingerie, like a bodysuit, and it's like from my chin to my mid-thigh. But next to my thigh is a fork previously used for mashed potato. So the person I was sending it to at the time, like I was close with, obviously, and I was like, honestly, I'm just going to scribble out the fork because nobody wants to see that and it'll take the shine away from those titties. So I scribbled it out, and then it turned out to be like one of the most banging nudes I'd ever took. And also I'm lazy, so I didn't really take it. Yeah, that I'm lazy or that it was a banging nude.
Both.
Both. 7 weeks living with me proves both. Didn't want to take it again. I uploaded that as my picture, and then I got fucking blocked from FetLife because they thought that I'd stole it from like a porn site, or like, so they thought that I'd like scribbled out like, you know, the Pornhub sign, or the like the model agency sign, or not model agency, that makes me sound really like big headed, like the you know what I mean,
Like the Brazzers logo. The Brazzers logo.
yeah, like something like that in the corner. And I was fuming one eye. I was like, fucking hell, I just took ages, like, making my account.
I've got this cracking nude that I want to upload, and they won't fucking let me.
Yeah, man. And then they were like, basically, like, it looks like you've robbed the photo. So part of me was like, fuck yeah, it does. You seen that waist in those titties, though? And then also I was like, for fuck's sake, but it is me, fuming about the fact that I'd have to take new ones. So yeah, I was livid. But I've still got that nude with the fork in.
What I take away from that is, what a bold move, taking a nude after eating mashed potatoes and so many carbs.
Wow, yeah, that's such a shout. Honestly, I've always been pretty ballsy. Honestly, if you don't love me at bloated, then you're not getting me at all, bitch.
If you remember, in our first episode, we briefly mentioned how Cassie took nudes for me. So that was
I'm one photographer of the year.
Yeah, so that was something that we did. End story. No, but we we did that because
you went through a bit of like a nudes phase, didn't you?
I did like, go through a nudes phase.
So, like, was it when you first came to live with me?
Yes, I think it was.
I don't know, but I'm constantly talking about, like, sexual liberation and, like, loving yourself, etc. So I think Sam was like, nudes. And went through, like, a bit of a nudes phase. And I'm never going to be like, don't be taking nudes, or I'm never going to be like, stop doing that. So it was a bit of a bad mix when it's Sam.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Sam went through a bit of a nudes phase, and I ended up taking some nudes for her, didn't I?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so to cut a bit of a long story short,
I shoved a whole bag of jelly beans up my ass.
No,
I hate the way there's been 2 Vine references.
I started dabbling in sex work. I tried being the operative phrase there, selling nudes on Twitter. I never went for OnlyFans because I felt like that was quite a big commitment. But I just started putting things on Twitter, like, hey, I've got a video of me in the shower. If you want to buy it, great. If not, here's a preview maybe. Honestly, it felt quite liberating to put myself on Twitter. As I've mentioned in our aftercare episode, which if you haven't listened, what the fuck are you doing? I never put my face out there, and I use a pseudonym as well. So when I was doing this, I used a pseudonym. And yeah, it felt quite liberating, and I enjoyed it. Didn't do it for long because it felt like one hell of a commitment, and also I just
would you, looking back, would you have preferred to have started on OnlyFans?
Yes.
Because I just don't think it works on Twitter. I know you said that OnlyFans is a commitment, but like it doesn't have to be as a big a commitment as like, so we've got mates that do it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be that big a commitment.
Yeah.
If you want to make a living off it, then yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's it. Like that's one thing that our friends have kind of said. Like, if you want to make money full time, if you want to do it full time, then yes, it is a commitment. Mm-hmm. However, there are people that don't do it full time and just do it for a little bit of extra money. And I have nothing against sex work. I'm very pro sex work. But it was just something that I kind of came to a conclusion it wasn't for me. Is it something I'd consider in the future? Maybe. I'm also lazy, so I don't know.
Yeah, but you're also absolutely fire. And if you can profit off the system that oppresses you, then whew,
then
my God,
why the fuck not, bro? But yeah, my favorite thing about that whole nude taking session was obviously you'd saw my first nude and it was a terrible angle with my face in it. But you just took charge.
Nude connoisseur.
You took charge and you were like, right, let's get that fucking mood lighting on. Let's get that baby doll on you. Let's move the bed here. Let's get those arms up behind your head, queen. Let's make those titties look popping. And I always take away some of Cassie's tips because I've not gone wrong since. and I've not had any single complaints.
I love that. Well, I like my first thing when I take a nude is lighting, and like I'm a sucker for red lighting. I love a bit of red lighting. You know, I'm like, oh, if you don't have a red light bulb, I'm here to tell you, all is not lost. You just go on YouTube and type in 10 hours of red lighting, and then you full screen that bad boy, and then you turn your light off, and then you're literally in a red room. So
what colour did we decide that didn't work for us? Was it green or was it blue?
Green.
It was green, wasn't it?
Green and blue, I think. Green was terrible though.
Oh,
green,
yeah.
I love wearing green because I've got green eyes. However, green lighting, not a look. Not a look. Another thing I tend to do is take a video.
Oh, yeah.
Rather than a picture, and then just like pause it and screenshot, because you can get flustered so easily if you're taking picture after picture and you're not getting the right one. But if you just do like a 3-minute video of you doing different poses, then you know you can just get whatever fucking screenshot you like, and you'll probably get the best shot.
Some of my best.
Also, get a tripod.
Some of my best nudes have been born out of putting it on a tripod and taking a video.
Yeah, man, for sure. Honestly, get a tripod. 15 quid. Come on now. I'm sure you can spare 15 quid. Stay in one night when you want to go for a few pints after work. Get a tripod, and your life will change. Your nudes will change, because as I've said before, there's only so far your hand will stretch. And all your nudes, they don't have to be nude. Like, I remember a friend text me once. I've had a couple of mates that, like, I think everyone knows I'm just very, like, open and, like, sex positive. A few people have been like, I don't know how to take a nude, and I've ended up showing female friends my nudes.
You mean I have not been the only one? That's so rude.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. My titties are in high demand, my gal.
I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm honestly not surprised.
So there's a standard one when you're lying in bed and you can see your arse. Love that one, but that really breaks your back. Fucking Jesus Christ. For someone with a bad back, I don't do that one anymore. I've got a full length mirror now. I'm looking at it, and it's like ceiling to floor on a wardrobe, and oh my god, that has just been incredible for nudes. Love that. Don't put your face in it if it's not someone that you're comfortable with. Like, revenge porn is a thing. Like, don't put your face there. It's one rule. Like, I will only put my face in there if I know for certain. You can never really know for certain, but if I'm pretty sure, like, I know that, like, it's not gonna be sent anywhere. And then there's also, like, some questions I always ask myself before I send a nude. Like, do I like it, for one? Am I comfortable sending this? Am I comfortable taking this? Am I comfortable sending this? Am I doing this for me, not them? Did they pressure me into doing this? If this did get leaked, would I be comfortable with this being on the front cover of the Daily Mail? Not that it ever would, but let's just hyperbolize this shit out of this.
I don't know, bro. I've seen those tits and they are definitely newspaper worthy.
Page 3 or page 1?
Both. Since following Cassie's tips, I've not had the dreaded nice response to any of my nudes. I've never had anything less than 3 heart eye emojis. And the dreaded nice response was the response I got to my very first nude. So it's nice to have upped my game so much, and also not be sending them to trash people anymore.
You are welcome. And also, thank yourself. In honour of the nudes episode and Sam's nude phase, I thought I'd read this poem that I wrote. I do write poetry. Yes, I am a queer.
This was written a long time ago.
Yeah, this was written in China. Sam was speaking to this guy who lived in Germany. And
the guy from the first episode.
Yeah. She, at one point, was like, gonna go see him in Germany, weren't you?
I mean, I don't think it was ever going to get to that point, but I was pretty infatuated.
I do.
Prior to the ghosting, yeah, I was pretty up for it.
No, this was after the ghosting. This was prior to the second ghosting.
Prior to the second ghosting, yes.
Okay, so I wrote this poem because it was just such a story. I'm gonna go when it's his name. Okay, are we all ready for this poem?
I am so fucking ready. I'm literally ready.
Okay. Under some rough circumstances, my friend is living with me for a week. So far it's been interesting, but tonight it's reached its peak. Our German pal asked for some saucy pics, and in a strange turn of events, I've shown Sam some of my tricks. In my element, taking control as pair, never show your face in a nude, I firmly tell her. Is interested, his emojis showing delight. Sam's clearly already plotting when she can book her flight. I'm eager to see where this goes, dirty voice notes and all. But if he turns out to be a nonce, I'll be there to catch Sam's fall. Until then, I'll help with all the mood lighting and the tips. However, there's one thing I won't help with, and that's the spicy shower clips.
First of all, I didn't realise you used the word nonce to describe him.
Nor did I.
And second of all, the other thing I take from that is, wow, we thought it was only a week that we were living together.
That's when I first read that, I thought, yeah, you naive fuckers. I loved that German guy phase though, because God, that was a wild ride.
Oh my God. I remember what led to the second ghosting, and I feel like this kind of, it definitely doesn't justify it, but I feel like it justifies it. I sent him a nude and he ignored it. And the only thing worse than the dreaded nice is fucking being ignored. And there's something about being ignored that really triggers me. And I normally use that term jokingly, but it actually triggers me. And I jumped to the defense and I was like, listen, I'm being incredibly vulnerable, sending you these pictures. Sort your life out. And he got back to me a few hours later and he was like, Sam, I'm in work. I'm busy, which is fair. I will give you some feedback later. And I was like,
feedback,
bro. So I went to sleep.
I couldn't believe it.
I went to sleep.
When you read me that, I went fucking mad, didn't I?
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Feedback.
Fucking feedback. I will give you your constructive criticism later. But I went to bed.
This isn't a fucking school project, my guy. This is a fucking nude. I don't want feedback.
I went to bed and
Feedback. The fucking audacity of the kid.
I woke up the next morning and I saw I'd had a bunch of texts from him, and I remember waking up to Cassie and I was like, ooh, my feedback's in.
Oh my God.
And it was like,
don't read it, but also read it.
It was like 7:00 in the morning, and he sent me like this thing like, yes, I really love what you did with the water in the shower. And I was like, do you know what, kid? I'm so over this. And I blocked him.
Yeah, like the moment's gone, my guy. The moment's gone.
And I blocked him. And I feel like that probably wasn't the right reaction to have, but it was the reaction I had, and I can't change it. And no regrets, because what was I going to do?
You're like, no regrets, because think of a reason why I didn't. Please, Lord, give me a reason why I don't hate myself.
Nope, can't think of any. Cool. All right, then let's move on.
As funny as Sam's nude phase was, and it really was funny, like I had a ball personally, being photographer and director and hype
nude
woman.
Receiver.
It was a laugh. It is stuff that needs to be taken seriously as well. Like it does. Like the safety around nudes is so important. And like,
absolutely.
I know we started with some safety, but like you need to remember safety all the way through it. Like that's what comes first. Yourself and the safety of yourself and your nudes definitely comes first.
Yes, absolutely. I think the key point is, obviously we've said we're both in favour of reclaiming your own body, but if you want to look at the safety of it, I think it's incredibly important to ask yourself, do you trust the person you're sending it to? Do you trust them to have that forever?
Yeah. Do you trust them not to make you the object of their group chat?
Yes, absolutely, because that is
and
worse than anything.
You just need to be aware of the world we live in and the society that we live in, and like women are objectified and women are seen to be sluts when they take pictures, and yet it's all well and good reclaiming that. I'm here for it, as we all know. But we still got to live in the reality that not everyone thinks like you, and you could be sending it to this person who you think is, you know, on the same wavelength as you and your morals align, but then he could just send it to a friend. And I've had my nudes sent to a friend, and then he told me.
Fuck.
I worked with him, and then he told me, he told me, oh, I sent this to so-and-so. And I was like,
what?
Right. And I knew this kid as well, I knew.
The fucking audacity.
And the next time,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, man, I worked in Morrison's cafe, and then this guy came into the cafe, and his name was, I'll say it rhymes with Terry, And he came in and he was like, "You're right there, Cassie. You got a cracking pair of tits. You fucking hell. When are you going to give me a go on them?" And I was like, honestly, I'm in work. Let's be professional. And two, I can't fucking knock you out. I mean, violence is not the answer, but I would have loved to fucking deck the kid.
Sometimes violence is the answer.
Because I worked with my mum as well.
Wow.
And then not long after, he slept with a girl and was showing everyone that video in work.
Oh my!
And I think that
God.
was a big thing for me. In like nudes do get leaked. Like, do you remember that time where there was just a whole bunch of like celebrities nudes getting leaked?
Yeah, the fappening. How disgusting.
Fappening.
How disgusting.
I didn't know that was the name of it until just before this podcast.
Yeah.
Because I said I'm probably going to mention celebrities at some point, and Sam said, "Oh, the fappening," and I was like, "Pardon?" And I think she had to say about 9 times for it to compute in my head.
Yeah, literally.
So just to clarify, is it the happening but the fappening?
Yeah. So it was, I don't know if you remember exactly what it was, but it was a lot of very high profile celebrities. Their iCloud accounts all got hacked and leaked, and there were some incredibly invasive nudes, a lot of very private photos that were suddenly all over Reddit, all over the internet. There were dedicated websites because understandably the celebrities were trying to get these taken down, and websites kept getting taken down and places kept popping up with these photos, and I reckon you could probably still find them now if you looked hard enough. I don't even think you'd have to look that hard. And I think
for me,
disgusting.
when all that went on was that the right-wing media and like tabloids were all, "Oh my God, so-and-so's nudes were leaked." Like, yeah, I mean, she's human, so she may have some nudes. Like, the issue lies with the person spreading the nudes, not with the person taking the nudes. I think that's something that's forgotten all the time. Immediately when something like that's leaked, it's, why the fuck's she taking nudes? It's like victim blaming, essentially. When no, the issue lies with the person that spread the nudes.
Yeah.
The issue lies with the person that invaded their privacy.
Absolutely.
And broke their trust. And I without getting like fucking pissy about it, the worst thing you can do is shame someone for that when they are not to blame in the slightest. Like, if I break into someone's house and take something and then it's in the news and someone says to me, "Why the fuck did she have that in her house anyway to steal?" You just wouldn't fucking say it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just the world we live in. My God, I don't like it. But you have got to be safe for that reason.
Did you know as well, Cass, you can take off the image's location data on your photos on your phone?
No?
Yeah, you can turn off geotagging. So if you're sending it to someone and you're worried about if they're going to track you down with where you live, obviously Snapchat doesn't save that data if you save it directly to your camera roll, but if you take it with just your iPhone camera, it geotags where you live if you've got your data on. It takes exactly where that photo was taken, and if you send that to someone, they can pick up that geotag as well. But you can take all that information off on your phone, and you can take it off on your laptop as well.
It's definitely something I'll look into. Wow, fucking hell.
Yeah.
It's a scary world.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Another safety thing, which is not really safety, it should just be general practice, but like consent. I'm sure we'll have a whole episode on consent one day. In fact, I'm pretty certain we will. But don't just send someone a nude, like, get consent first. And like,
yeah, man.
I think this has been quite a new thing that I've seen online. People have been saying, make sure you get consent before you send a nude. And like, that should go without saying. Like, I don't know about you, but I've received several dick pics, unsolicited dick pics in my time.
Oh, yeah.
And do you know what? That was actually something else I wanted to mention. Isn't it funny that a man's nude is called a dick pic, but when a woman does it, it's called a nude?
Because a woman's nude is a work of art.
But yeah, make sure you get consent. Don't just be sending people nudes like, I'm wearing so-and-so. Is that something you might want to see? Just get consent. Consent can be sexy. You can like, spice it up.
You don't have to be like, do you want to see my naked body right now? You should be like, oh.
Do you consent to seeing my genitalia?
I was thinking about you in the shower. Would you like to see what I was up to? And that's all you have to say.
Yeah.
That's all you have to say.
A new outfit arrived today. Looks pretty saucy. Would you like to see it?
And that's it.
And then they could be like, fuck yeah. And also, build up the tension.
Consent is key.
Consent is sexy and compulsory and necessary. I don't know about you, Sam, but I've said all I need to say on the matter.
I think we've covered all nude bases, really, to be honest. So make sure you're following us on Instagram at From Tops to Bottoms. My personal Instagram is at Samantha and BJ.
My personal Instagram is radicallove.co.uk, and that is the same for my website. If you have any questions or any stories or any comments, please let us know. Because as you know, we do an aftercare episode every Wednesday related to the previous episode. So send us your questions and we'll answer them. Send us your stories and we'll read them. Send us your thoughts and we'll have a little look. We love to hear your thoughts.
We also now have an email address if you don't use Instagram or Facebook. We also have a Facebook page, by the way. So yeah, our email address is hellotopstobottoms@gmail.com. So if you have anything you want to talk to us about, feel free to contact us there as well.
If you want to be old school and give it a cheeky little like on Facebook, then we would be more than appreciative. We also have a Facebook, as Sam said, and that is just from tops to bottoms. So if you want to be old school and give us a cheeky little like, that would be more than appreciated. But I'm going to go take some nudes, so I'm off, kids, in a bit.
All right, in a bit. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.